Hi, my name is Dayana. I am a Taurus. I do television production, have been with my guy for about 4 years, and I'm 26 years old. Courtship and what it means to me. Courtship means the time where you're getting to know not only your significant other or your potential significant other, but how and who you are with that person. People bring out the good in you, people bring out the best in you, or they bring out the bad and the worst in you. And I think with courtship, during that time, you get to find out not only about the other person, but how that person is affecting you as your own self. I think it's good to not lose sight of who you are ever, but I also think it's great that when you are in a relationship and you start to get somebody to know somebody else, they can bring up new situations, new ways for you to get to know yourself a little better as well. My personal experience with the courtship, it's been good. I mean, like I said, an experience to always keep learning is always a welcome one, I guess, in my book. And it's just how you react to other people's personalities, other people's, little habits and stuff like that, and you get to learn so much more than what you're used to and what you've seen. And it helps mold you kind of into a better person if you let it. I think that a courtship process can also be a bad thing if the person brings out the worst in you and you don't realize that it's bringing out the worst in you. So ultimately it's like you're molding yourself into something that you never even wanted to become. So it's always good to never lose sight of who you are so that you can spot the differences there. I've learned a lot from my dating experiences. How I can react to certain situations, how I am towards another person when I don't necessarily agree with what they're doing or what they're saying. Being in a relationship, you get to know so much of each other that it's like they say, you start to get annoyed by the little things. But I think that ultimately, as long as you learn from each other, as long as you keep an open mind and kind of, take something bad and turn it into good, that's how relationships start to mold into the future. I think that it helps, the courtship process helps you ultimately when it comes to marriage, because some people rush into it, they don't get to know each other very well, or they don't listen to each other very well. They start to just kind of being selfish in the way of whatever their mindset is. The other person's mindset has to match that, and I don't think that's what a relationship is. So I think that this whole marriage crisis in our generation has a lot to do with the attitude of people, with the whole I'ma do me. No. You can always do you, but if you're in a relationship, you got to know that you are no longer just yourself, and that you have somebody else's feelings, somebody else's thoughts to consider. So making it work means keeping an open mind, means learning from that person and them learning from you. And it falls down to compromise, taking the good and leaving the bad on both sides. And that can make your relationship a whole lot stronger and help you in the future when you do want to get married. I still want to get married, and maybe it has a lot to do with the fact that I have two parents that are still married, and they have set a really great example with what marriage is. They've had their ups and downs, whether it's just their own personal ups and downs or as a family ups and downs, how they handle it, how they support each other. In the end, they are each other's rocks, and you have to understand that when you are in a relationship, it's no longer yourself, it's somebody else to consider as well. So hopefully that helps a little. And yep, thank you so much. Bye-bye.